Today I'm going to talk about the 3 most common mistakes that people make when training their glutes. What's up everybody, it's Blake Bowman here with Gorilla Zen Fitness, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the 3 most common mistakes that people make when trying to strengthen their glutes. To begin, if you haven't seen my other glute strengthening and activation videos, then make sure to open up the description down below and check those out. So let's say that you already know the importance of strengthening the glutes from a mechanical and a movement perspective, or let's just say that you want to have bigger glutes for aesthetic purposes. These are the top 3 mistakes that people make when trying to strengthen their glutes that make their efforts to strengthen them far less effective and sometimes even dangerous. Mistake number 1 is extending the lumbar spine, also known as arching the lower back. So here's what I mean. If you're doing a hip extension based exercise, remember hip extension basically just means you're straightening out your hip, okay, and your leg is going behind you. So like a classic hip extension exercise for the glutes are hip thrusters like this, okay? Now, if you're doing this and you're really arching your back as you go up and you're feeling your back kind of get aggravated, this is a big mistake, okay? Because what you're doing here is you're not really extending your hips. It's not occurring here, the extension. It's occurring in your lumbar spine, okay? Which is bad for 2 reasons. One is you're not getting sufficient activation in the glutes that way. So you're not actually even strengthening the glutes very much. And 2 is you're creating more tension and hypermobility in the lower back, the lumbar spine, which can predispose you to injury and pain in the future, okay? So you need to make sure that you're not arching the lower back like this while you're doing hip thrusters or any type of hip extension-based exercise. Basically, and that's very common. People do that all the time. In order to strengthen the glutes properly with this type of exercise, you need to almost posteriorly tilt the pelvis, meaning like you need to flatten your lower back. You need to twist your pelvis up towards your head like this and leave it like that, okay? And then thrust up in that position, okay? Leaving it tilted the whole time, all right? If you do that, you're going to feel a lot more glute activation. Okay, mistake number 2 is not addressing your tight and overactive hamstrings. Now, the hamstrings share a function with the glutes, and that is to extend the hip, to take the leg back into extension this way, okay? And what happens when your glutes become overactive, too strong, and tight is they become what's known as synergistically dominant over the glutes. Basically what that means is that your hamstrings will take over when you're doing hip extension based exercises like hip thrusters. They'll take over, they'll do all the work, and as a result of that they will become fatigued, they will get broken down, and they will get stronger at the end of the day. And basically your glutes, since they're not doing work, they'll just keep getting weaker in relation to the hamstrings, which will just keep getting more tight, more overactive, and more dominant. One way to verify if you have synergistic dominance is to do this test. So you're going to set up like you're doing a hip thruster. You're going to lay on your back, bend those knees, keep them pretty close to the butt. But what you're going to do is you're going to pull one knee into the chest, okay? From here you're going to keep your pelvis as level as possible. You don't want to twist, roll, or shift your weight at all. Keep that knee into your chest, and then do like a single leg hip thruster like this, okay? Keeping that pelvis nice and level. If when you do this, your hamstring cramps up and you can only feel your hamstring working and it's really, really cramping up, that likely means that you have inhibited glute function, meaning the glutes are not firing, but instead your hamstrings are, which means that you might have synergistic dominance. Now, if you did that test and determined for yourself that you do have overactive hamstrings, and you probably have synergistic dominance because of the fact that your hamstrings tightened up, then the solution to this is to roll the hamstrings with a ball and to stretch them a lot, especially before glute training. This is complicated and a topic for a whole nother video, but basically you need to shut down the neural drive going to the hamstrings, like I said, by rolling them with like a softball or a foam roller and stretching them. And you need to do that prior to strengthening the glutes so that they're not so overactive, so that when you do strengthen the glutes actually turn on and you're kind of working off that muscle imbalance. Glute training mistake number 3 is choosing the wrong exercises to target the glutes. So I've talked about this in my other videos, but leg presses, squats, and lunges are not good exercises to activate and strengthen the glutes. They get a little bit of glute contraction, all of those do, but nowhere near as much contraction as you could get with other exercises. And therefore, they are ineffective ways to really build up the glutes. I'm not going to go into this too much because I discussed this in depth in those videos in the description down below that I made in the past. But basically, in order to strengthen the glutes, you have to have the right load vector, which is where the resistance is coming from. Like I said, watch that video, or watch both of those videos in the description down below. You need to have the right load vector, which is the direction in which the resistance is coming from. They need to be moving the right way. So hip extension based exercises like hip thrusters are great. Leg abduction exercises like sidestepping with a band on your legs, or doing clams, those are also good. Internal rotations are also good as well. Like I said, check out both of those videos down below. They will really provide a lot of value to you if you're interested in kind of digging more into glute training. There you have it. Those are the top 3 mistakes that are most commonly made when people are trying to strengthen their glutes. So make sure you're not doing any of those things in the gym. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, then go ahead and do that right over here. Also, give this video a like, share it to all your friends, post it on your Facebook wall, leave me a comment down below too. All that stuff kind of helps me out here on the channel, and it helps improve the visibility, and more people will see this video and kind of get help from it. Lastly, if you have not downloaded my ebook, Posture: The Ultimate Life Hack, go ahead and do that right over here. It's a book that I made all about posture and the importance of addressing your muscular imbalances and keeping your alignment optimal. To conclude this video, if you're interested in having me assess your own posture and your own alignment, as well as taking you through a movement screen to determine where you have muscular imbalances so that you can put together a corrective exercise routine to address those things, then go ahead and open up the description down below, hit coaching, and check out what I have to offer. Other than that, I'll see you next time.